there is a buzz that Russia has played a role in interfering in the U.S. presidential elections. Since the election, both the Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have to face questions over time. Donald Trump releases the issue during the meeting of Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit on Friday with U.S. President Donald Trump meeting. In reference, Trump tricks Putin to the point that he will not interfere in the elections. Trump, however, said it was a trick. After this comment, two leaders have laughed. World leaders have gathered in the city of Osaka, now on the occasion of the G20 summit. Trump and Putin are attending a formal meeting there. While talking to reporters before the meeting, the issue of Russian intervention in the U.S. elections came up. Journalists want to know whether to pick up the subject in a bilateral meeting. Trump said, "Yes, of course, I will." At this time, Putin's face was seen to be laughing at the face. Then Trump looked at Putin and raised the finger, "Please do not interfere in the elections." The Reuters news agency reported that the Russian government's intervention in the 2016 presidential election is not behind the Trump. The charge has been heard since taking power. 2 years of investigation in this case were investigated. Frustrating Trump on Russia's role to win. He complains about the relationship with Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump wants to reconcile with North Korean top leader Kim Jong-un in a tweet on Saturday. He said he wanted to meet Kim in the protected civilian areas of the North and South Korean border, BBC said. After the G20 summit in Japan, he wanted to say hello to the top leader in South Korea during his visit to South Korea, the tweet was indicated by the U.S. president. Pyongyang has called the Trump proposal very strange. Trump and Kim met in a historic meeting in Singapore last June. In February this year, two meetings between Hanoi and Vietnam. But disagreements over the withdrawal of disbursements and restrictions were shattered. The trip to South Korea, aiming to resume talks on nuclear disarmament, says observers. His departure to Seoul on Saturday. At the G20 summit after tweet, Trump asked to meet Kim. If he was there, we would meet with each other for a couple of minutes. Then it would be, said the U.S. president in a conversation with reporters. North Korea responds a few hours after Trump's hand-to-eye interest. First Foreign Minister of Foreign Affairs, Choi Soon-hui, in a statement, called the U.S. president's interest as a strange proposal. "We consider this a very strange proposal. We have not received any official proposal on this issue yet," he said. The announcement in the statement that the Trump-Kim summit meeting will deepen the personal relationship of the two leaders and take a bilateral relationship, said Choi Soon-hui. South Korean President's office said that the issue of talks between the two leaders of North Korea and the United States is still unclear. Hopefully, the two countries will continue to talk about them. In November of 2017, Trump wanted to go to the civilian territory on the border between Korea and Korea, although its plan could not be implemented due to bad weather. U.S. President Donald Trump invited Pakistan's Prime Minister, Imran Khan, to Washington to improve relations between the two countries. Pakistan's foreign ministry reported on Thursday. It was informed that the meeting will help the two countries to help in developing bilateral relations. But the Prime Minister agreed to this meeting. Imran Khan will sit in Washington at the end of this month. Last year, U.S. President Donald Trump complained that Pakistan did nothing for the United States without taking millions of dollars of aid. Meanwhile, Pakistan did not take good care of the country because of its long-standing U.S. dominance in Afghanistan. In February, Trump said the United States is ready to negotiate with Pakistan for the development of relations. In a statement issued by the State Department, Prime Minister Imran Khan accepted the invitation sent to Washington. meeting with Trump on 22nd of this month. It is further said that the two countries will focus on strengthening bilateral relations. Iran's intelligence minister Mohammad Alawi said that the talks with the United States can only be lifted by the withdrawal of the ban, and Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, will approve it. Reuters reported on Thursday that Iran's official news agency IRNA said. Earlier on Wednesday, Alawi said that if the U.S. President Donald Trump withdrew the ban, and if our supreme leader allowed it, then the discussion could be discussed. He said the United States was afraid of Iran's military power. The reason for this is comeback from the decision to attack Iran after the U.S. drone hit the Hormuz process on June 20. Trump announced a military strike on Iran's several targets and later withdrew it. It said that at least 150 people were killed in the attack. Then Trump said there could be open talks with Iran. Tehran said that the unmanned intelligence of the drone was destroyed by ground-to-ground missile because of violation of airspace, where Washington claims that their drones are in international airspace. Tensions between Tehran and Washington are triggered by the withdrawal of the United States from the 2015 nuclear deal with 6 world powers. After this, Washington imposed restrictions on Iran's crude oil. Finally, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and his office were brought under sanctions. For the first time on 242nd Independence Day, a military parade was organized. There was no such arrangement for so long. But President Donald Trump has decided to show his strength. Already the Pentagon has approved the military parade. The military said in the statement that the tank was not panic for the military exhibition. In addition to the military exhibition, President Donald Trump has addressed the nation from the foot of Lincoln Memorial Hall of Washington, D.C. in Washington, D.C. The military exhibition costs more than $2.5 million. Many people see such a huge amount of money as unnecessary. In a tweet message about the source of the cost, Trump said, "It is much more important than the military parade cost. We have our own aircraft, aeronautics. The airport is also close by. From military side we are self-contained. Two great personalities will spend the fireworks. Excellent." There was a division between the people about the military parade show. A group saw the exhibition as negative. According to them, in the past they respected this day as National Day. But this year it will be celebrated as the political day of the Trump. Many others are dissenting. They said about the rationality of this exhibition, why would we be lagging behind other countries, including Korea, showing the military parade? We have our most powerful army. We should be conducting such a military parade every year. On July 4, 1776, America gained independence. On the Independence Day, a military parade was organized in other countries of the world. This day in America was just a public holiday. The military exhibition was not the norm. In 2017, on the Bastille Day in France, the Trump was announced by the military parade. On the American Independence Day, there would be a much larger military parade show. But in the last 2 years it has not been implemented. Responding to criticisms about the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump's dealing with illegal immigrants, Trump said that the prisoners who are waiting for illegal people here are not required to come to the United States if they do not like it. He said that immigrants are better than their own country at the detention centers in the U.S. CNN, BBC, PARS over the last few weeks. Anti-Democrat members and people of human rights organizations have strongly criticized President Trump after visiting a few prisoners in the border with Mexico. People have been locked up in these prison camps and have been kept more than capacity. There is no provision of basic food items including adequate food and water. In this regard, Trump said on Wednesday in his Twitter post that if the illegal migrants do not like this situation, then tell them that they should not come. All problems will be solved. He said our borders are not hospital employees, doctors or nurses. They are performing their duties very well at the border. They were not good in their country than the illegal people in the prison environment. A day before the Trump administration report says that detention centers do not want to eat hot food or are unwilling to take bath. Besides, the detainees are full of immigrants. They want to release them from there. Democrat politicians complained after visiting these detention centers in Texas that immigrants were being forced to drink toilet water. For the 40 male sheds, 51 were kept in shed and 71 women were kept in shed for 41 women.